This is the practice test for whole numbers, and here we're working on problem number 14, and the problem asks us to evaluate this expression, 48 divided by 2 times, in parentheses, 6 minus 4, with the exponent 3 on the parentheses. Now, whenever we see an expression like this with these various operations, we should immediately be reminded of what we call the order of operations, or PEMDAS. And I've listed the order of operations here. The first step is always the parentheses, and then E is the exponents, and then multiplication or division. These two are always together as we move left to right across the expression. And then the last step is the addition or subtraction, and these two are together as we go left to right across the expression. So our first step is to look for any work that we can do inside of the parentheses, and here we find a 6 minus a 4, and so that becomes a 2. Now everything around that stays the same, and we have to remember that the 3, the exponent, is on that parentheses. So our next step is any exponents, and we do have this exponent here, 3, which is on everything inside the parentheses, which is just a 2. And down here I've shown how to evaluate this, 2 to the exponent 3. The exponent means I take the number in front of it, which is called the base, and I multiply it by itself the number of times in the exponent. So 2 to the exponent 3 means 2 multiplied 1, 2, 3 times, and I'm going to get 8. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So this piece here, the 2 with the exponent 3, is now an 8, and that's what I've done right here. I put it into the parentheses next to this 2 because we have to remember that it's 2 times this piece right here, which is now the 8. So it's 2 times 8, and I've indicated that with the parentheses. Anytime you have a number next to the parentheses, that's a multiplication. So we've done our parentheses and our exponents. Our next step is multiplication or division, whichever one we find first as we move from left to right. So we want to move from the left to the right, looking only for multiplication or division, whichever one we find first. In this problem, we find a division first. So our first step is to do 48 divided by the 2, and that's going to give me the 24. And now the 24 is now going to be multiplied by this 8, and that's going to be my last step. The 24 times the 8 is 192, and 192 is my answer. A common mistake here is to do the 2 times the 8 first, and then divide 48 by the 16, which is 3, and you don't get the right answer. You have to do this division first as we move left to right, multiplication or division, whichever one we find first.